Hi and good morning. It's a beautiful day in North Carolina. Today I'm going to look at portion size of snack foods. What I like to do is figure out what 100 calories of snacks look like so that when I'm eating my snacks I can kind of guess how much calories overall I'm eating without really having to count calories. So let's take a look at my weigh-in and we'll do the 100 calorie look at. Alexa, what day is it?
Today is Saturday, April 14th.
So weighing in at 184.1. This will fill in. So this was a little bit of a surprise. I was expecting it to be lower than that. My weight loss total is 15.8 pounds. And I expect it to be at 13 pounds of weight loss by now, so I'm still ahead of schedule by just a little under 2 pounds, 1.9, and I'm averaging about 1.1 a week. So what went on last week that I only lost 0.1 pounds, which is pretty much the exact same thing, I'm considering that I didn't lose anything or I didn't gain anything, is, I don't know, I was kind of surprised. I thought it'd be less than that. Now the only thing I did is my wife and I went to a restaurant called Cowfish here in Raleigh, and we had some food that was way high in calories. That was pretty good, but more than I should have done. So Cowfish is one of these places that even though it's kind of a chain, you can look high and low looking for calories, and there is none on the website. And if you go searching for it on Google, you can get some clone recipes that kind of guess what you had, but it's not easy. But to make a long story short, it looked like we had an appetizer that was over 2,000 calories, just the appetizer itself. And we had a sushi roll that actually had buffalo in it, which was probably somewhere between 700 and 800 calories. So that one meal, I was probably about 1,500 calories just for lunch alone yesterday, which is a lot. Good news is there's no beer, unlike the last week, so hallelujah for that. So we'll keep an eye on this to see how it goes. So this week I want to talk about exercise and how I think about it as far as weight loss is concerned. And I want to say that I am a big believer in a lot of benefits of exercise. So here's a list of this one website here. And the first one they list is help control your weight, heart disease, blood sugar, quit smoking, mental health and mood. I know that's for sure true. Anyway, a whole bunch of reasons that you should exercise. I have no problems with exercise as far as if it's good for you or not. It's definitely good for you. But that's a different question on whether you should exercise to lose weight. Answer these questions. This is the Query Theory Diet. Do you need motivation to exercise? In previous weeks, I mentioned that if you need motivation to do something, it means you really don't want to do it. And for me, I need motivation to exercise. And another question you can ask, if you start an exercise routine to lose weight, are you willing to keep at it for the rest of your life? If you use exercise to lose weight, and then once you get to your healthy weight, you stop exercising, we all know what's going to happen. It's going to come right back. So you don't just start exercising to lose weight, you start exercising for the rest of your life. Are you willing to do that? And if you can answer no to this question and yes to this one, then go at it, have exercise. But if you can't, then you better be careful before you start down that path. So here's what I do. Excess calories versus exercise. If you're tempted to eat more than what you allowed for yourself during a day, do a quick calculation of how many excess calories you're going to consume. And then ask yourself this question. Am I willing to exercise enough to counterbalance those excess calories? So this is where I'm at. I do not do exercises on a daily basis and I don't have a routine, but I do exercise to burn off excess calories. But before I just go willy-nilly eating extra food, I stop and I ask myself these questions. Am I willing to exercise enough to counterbalance what I'm going to do. And if I'm not, then I might convince myself not to eat that. So how do I go through this process? This is how I do it. I'm about ready to show you my results on a treadmill, where I looked at how far I had to go at what speed and what incline to burn 100, 200, 300, and 400 calories. The first 100 calories that I burned would be something like I would do outside my house. The town that I live in is fairly flat, so there's really no inclines that are any length. And I said my speed was fairly slow, moderate, 3.4 miles per hour, because since I do walk outside rather than on a treadmill, there's going to be intersections that I have to stop and wait for traffic or a traffic light or something like that. And overall, it took 18 minutes to burn off the first 100 calories. So I'm going to show you a couple different things that are inside my house that are 100 calories. And I have to ask myself, I look at that, and I look at this, and say, if I eat this, am I willing to walk about 18 minutes to burn that off? And of course, that's just 100 calories. If I have a 200 calorie portion, or a 300 or 400, that means I'm going to have to walk more and more and more. Now, just for the fun of it, I did up the speed and did up the incline since I was on a treadmill. And you can see it only took 13, let's call it 13 and a half minutes to burn another 100 calories. Now, so I dropped this down by quite a bit here. Not quite 5 minutes, just by upping my speed from 3.4 to 3.8. Then I upped it again to 3.9 miles per hour, increased the incline, and now I'm about 12 minutes to burn off 100 calories. So if I'm willing to walk faster or even jog, I don't need 18 minutes to burn off 100 calories. I mainly need 12 minutes. And certainly if I'm jogging, going 4, 5, 6, 7 miles per hour, it's going to be a lot less than 12 minutes to burn that off. But I'm just not a jogger, so walking is it. So this is about as fast as I can burn off 100 calories, about 12 minutes. So take a look at all these examples of 100 calories and ask yourself, how many 100 calorie portions would you normally eat of the food that I'm going to show you? And then are you willing to walk 18 or 12 minutes per 100 calories to burn it off? And usually my answer is no. So let's take a look. I want to show you what 100 calories looks like with various snack foods I found around my house. I'm just going to put them all in this standard cereal bowl, just to give you an idea how big it is. First up is Martin's butter bread. This is 80 calories per slice. We'll verify that over here. Yeah, one slice is 80 calories. So what does that look like? So about one slice and a third is going to be approximately 100 calories. Again, the Query Theory diet is not about counting calories, but it is about having a general idea of how many calories you are consuming. And this is fairly typical. If I go to a fast food restaurant and order hamburger, I can assume that the top and the bottom hamburger buns are going to be about 150 calories. Hershey's Cookie Layer Crunch, again another central Pennsylvania company. We can see that 2 pieces equals 200 calories. So here it is. How fast would it take you to eat that? While we're in the theme of central Pennsylvania, here's some Utz potato chips, or as some people say, Oots. And what we've got here is 160 calories for about 20 chips. So that's about 8 calories per chip. So maybe about 12 potato chips. So approximately here is 100 calories of potato chips. That is pretty much just one layer around this cereal bowl. So ask yourself, if you have a snack of potato chips, how does that compare to this? Do you eat that many chips? Twice as many? 3 times as many? Half as much? That's how many calories you're consuming. Here's another one that I'm really guilty of, is tortilla chips. This has about 140 calories for every 12 chips. So let's look at what 100 calories looks like. That works out to about 8 chips for 100 calories. And this is something I'm definitely guilty of. Going to a Mexican restaurant, what's the first thing they usually do is bring out a basket full of hot warm chips and a bowl of salsa. And I eat a lot of those chips. And if you think about 8 of them, 8 or 9 of them is 100 calories. Southwest peanuts, this is just 1 packet. Nutrition facts is 70 calories for this 1 packet. Yeah, it takes me probably 2 minutes to eat that, maybe 1. Not long to consume that 100 calories. Here's some Costco mixed nuts. And 1 serving size is 1 packet, and that's about 300 calories. So let's divide this by 3 and see what that looks like. That's about 1/3 of the packet. Nuts are very high in fat, which means they're very high in calories. So not too many nuts to get a lot of calories. Here's a Caveman Paleo dark chocolate cashew almond bar. Serving size is 1 bar. Calories is 210 calories. So there you have it, 100 calories of a paleo bar. Here's something a hotel gave me, Muddy Buddies. 1 bag has 220 calories. So here's about 100 calories of Muddy Buddies. You can get these at BJ's, Natural Delights date rolls, and 1 piece, about 69 calories. There you go, 100 calories of date roll. Here's Skinny Pop popcorn. This is just the plain one. And this whole bag is 100 calories. So 100 calories of popcorn. Think about if you go to the movie theater and you order a big thing of popcorn, and it's not plain like this one, it has that buttery goodness to it. I'm sure it has more calories than that. This brand Key, or however you pronounce it, Kai Naturals, they make some of the best crackers ever. But they're really hard to find, at least in North Carolina. At a decent price at least. And we find these of all places at Marshall's. You go to the grocery store there, and if they have them, they're about twice that amount. Serving size of 4 to 5 is about 70 calories. So somewhere between 6 and 7 of these crackers is 100 calories. And finally we'll have this Raleigh product, which is granola. And here we have 1 ounce equals 114 calories. And this is one of the reasons that I wish we would get away from the English system. When it says 1 ounce, is that 1 ounce volume or is that 1 ounce weight? Why do we have the same term for 2 different types of measurements? Now fortunately it does say 28 grams. 28 grams is a weight, so I'm going to assume this is 1 ounce weight is about 114 calories. So let's take a look at that. And this is it. Not much. Just like nuts, it doesn't take a whole lot to get to 100 calories. And I think about when I go to a lot of the hotels and get some breakfast in the morning and they have granola there. That's generally what I go for, and I eat a whole lot more of this. So that really packs on the calories. Here's some homework I'd like you to do. Measure out 100 calories of your favorite snacks, and then using a piece of exercise equipment that measures the calories you burn, see what it takes to burn excess calories. And to make sure you really get it, do that 3 or 4 times a week for at least a month. And that way you'll see the commitment that it'll take to decide to eat that extra food instead of just not eating it at all. Until next week, bye.